Alright everyone, Cowboy Trades here. Welcome back to the channel for another update on Jasmy. So, Jasmy looks like it's about to move big. We are sitting at a crucial level of support right now and deciding whether we are about to break bullish or bearish. Let's dive right into the content. Now, I want to highlight the last time that we identified a divergence playing out for Jasmy, it was this regular bearish divergence. Now, don't fear, since this divergence formed, we broke down 45%. We came back down to basically the bottom for the MFI. So this bearish divergence has already completed. But I have identified a new divergence forming, and this is actually a hidden bullish divergence. This happens when you have lows forming the price action, followed up by higher lows. And in the oscillator, you've got lows followed by lower lows. So, right now you can obviously see this hidden bullish divergence. Now, I do want to highlight there is a major difference between these two. Number one, this divergence was a lot clearer, a lot stronger, and this divergence on the daily time frame, took a long time to play out. It was between the 15th of April all the way over to the 4th of May. So this was almost an entire month worth of divergence. This divergence that we're seeing over here is really just between this touch point here on the 12th of May down to the 19th of May. So this is a 1 week divergence as compared to, this major divergence forming over multiple weeks. So while this is a hidden bullish divergence, it is not too strong. And I would say if we do move to the upside right now, our upside potential is capped underneath these specific areas. Number one, let's get rid of the bull market support bands and just focus on this main region up here, the EMA ribbons. Now, we've done something very similar to this before. I do want to highlight, let's get rid of this, the price structure similarities. Obviously in the higher time frames right now, we are forming a big macro M pattern. And the last time we came back down to this level of support, what we did is we bounced back up, reverted into the EMA ribbons, flipped bearish, and then broke down and made a low low. So with this, hidden bullish divergence, this may just allow Jasmy to come back up to the short-term moving averages on the EMA ribbons, really capping the growth of this movement to around about 8 to 10% or so before breaking back down to the downside and potentially coming back down for lower lows. Now, like I said, this is a hidden bullish divergence. This could be revealing that Jasmy's price could move up for the next couple of days or so, but this doesn't really change anything in the macro. And like I said, we've got EMA ribbons coming up here. We've got bull market support bands, which have been strong resistance throughout this entire bear market, kind of overhead from us right now, really capping Jasmy's potential on having a nice bullish bounce to the upside. But it is possible for us to have a small bounce before breaking back down to the downside. I do also want to highlight, this is all very hingent on one specific chart, and that is this over here. Let's see if this looks nice over on the 4 hour. It looks a lot nicer on the daily time frame, but nonetheless, I will show you this consolidation that we are in right now on the 4 hour time frame. You can see that Jasmy is forming a come back up to this trend line. Let's mark this as blue, just like the other one. You can see right now that Jasmy is actually forming a bearish pennant. Now, us breaking bullish on this bullish divergence right here is really hinging on the fact that, if Jasmy cannot flip this region right here as support, 0.0052, and get continuation, then this could potentially be the top as I'm recording this video. You really want to see daily candle body closes above this region right here up at 0.0052, and then if you do pull up the EMA ribbons from this point, if you do have a daily candle body close, you can see 6, 7, maybe even 10% moves to the upside after you do clear this region. But as we said, this divergence is pretty weak. It's only been playing out for 1 week, and I don't expect for it to have a significant impact on the price. With that being said, all of this is very hingent on whether Jasmy can clear 0.0052. So I would be holding trades. I don't personally trade Jasmy. If I was trading Jasmy, I would be keeping my eyes on that region, potentially looking for I wouldn't really be saying long because there's not much upside potential. It's very much capped. But if you are looking for shorts, obviously wait until this region is cleared. If you do manage to push up into the EMA ribbons, bull market support bands, a short could potentially be a good region from that moment in time. And even if we do come up to the EMA ribbons, you could potentially see a strong rejection from the EMA ribbons and have a new trend line form, which really encapsulates the fact that we would still be in a nasty bear flag. Now, in terms of the price target for for this bear flag, you can see this could potentially be moving Jasmy all the way down to 0.0026, which is right down at its previous bear market lows. I'm actually going to remove this and have this rectangular range encapsulating the fact that Jasmy is currently in a bear flag and needs to clear this region before any sort of bullish divergence can continue. Does this change anything in the macro? The fact that, in the lower time frames, there is this divergence forming? Well, no. If we look right now, as I highlighted, let's clear this up so we can purely focus on the technicals. Jasmy right now is sitting on a cusp of a potential massive breakdown as it is forming and right at the neckline of this massive M pattern. Now, does this bounce that we're seeing on the daily time frame right now invalidate this M pattern structure? If you're looking on the daily, it might not look so clean, but if we come over to the weekly time frame, once again remembering that we did something very similar over here, just like we highlighted in the video, we broke down, we found a low, we reverted into the EMA ribbons, and then we made a lower low. What we did over here is we made a low. We potentially might, keyword might, not predicting it necessarily, move up to the EMA ribbons before making a lower low and flipping this neckline as resistance. Will this change the structure of the M pattern? Well, remembering there was a bounce here, come over to the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame where this M pattern looks the most beautiful, you can actually see this did not change the structure of the M whatsoever. So, in general, even if we do have that small bounce of the daily EMA ribbons before coming down, this macro M pattern with a price target at new bear market lows, 0.00218, is still going to be completely valid. And in my opinion, the similarities between the structure on this touch point of the M neckline and this touch point on the M neckline are very, very similar. So with that being said, that's really what I'm looking at right now for Jasmy. I think upside potential is really capped. There is a slight likelihood we could move up to 0.0055. But other than that, I don't really think Jasmy has much upside potential. That's as high as I really foresee us going. Of course, if this bear flag is going to continue developing, we could really be topping out as I'm recording this video. If you do start to see daily candle body closes beneath 0.0048, that is where I would be looking for short positions, as Jasmy could break down to the price targets that we did highlight. So all in all, in the macro, nothing's changed. We are lollygagging right now as we're finding a tiny bit of support on the M pattern neckline, as we're finding support on the 0.618 Fibonacci. All in all, I do believe that we are going to start rolling to the downside and breaking down very, very soon. A couple of other charts I want to wrap up on are Jasmy BTC. We are literally right down at Jasmy BTC's bear market lows. It also looks like this is a nasty M pattern. I've really got my eyes on this bear flag breakdown. I also do apologize that this chart looks extremely ugly. For some reason, all the Jasmy BTC pairs over on TradingView just look like this. The candles are absolutely wild, but nonetheless, this is what we're working with. You can still draw the technicals on it. We are breaking down from a bear flag with a price target, basically a 42% drop. If you want to look at the right side of the screen and look at all the 0.0000s, then feel free to be my guest. This is really just, a drawing to show you that in general, Jasmy has a lot more room to drop against Bitcoin. And Jasmy is also showing major weakness against Bitcoin, which should be showing us that, of course, Jasmy USD should be breaking down very, very soon. Quickly wrapping up on my price targets and the oscillators, the MACD is looking like in the next few weeks it's about to put in its first weekly bearish cross on Jasmy. The MFI is right now turning down at 44. So in the macro, like we talked about, while we may have a bounce for the next 24, 48 hours up to that resistance, in general, the macro is saying we're going to break down. MFI weekly is breaking down, lots of room to move down. Stochastic RSI has double topped just like the price action and is heading down. The average of these moving averages is around about 62. This normally trends between 0 and 100, 0 and 100, 0 and 100, double top, very likely to come back down to 0 in my opinion. So all in all, the oscillators are also telling us we've got lots of room to move back down to the downside for Jasmy after this potential dead cat bounce. What are my price targets? Well, in the macro, we've been looking at this Elliott wave theory. We obviously had a major 5-wave down, we had an ABC correction, and we are obviously now in the final 5-wave correction for Jasmy. Where do I think we're coming down to on this 5-wave? Well, if we come back over to my Fibonacci pairs, if we draw from the most two significant swing lows to swing highs, significant swing low to swing high bounce here, significant swing low to swing high bounce here. We do have a macro 1.618 Fibonacci, and in this individual range, we've got another 1.618 Fibonacci down here. We've also got the psychological price target as support at 0.001. I imagine a lot of traders are going to be setting buy orders at that specific level. So with that being said, my price targets in general, in the immediate short term, I'm targeting this M pattern breakdown. This would be a 57% drop. To the downside from there, we have a double 1.618 Fibonacci ranging between about a 70 to 73% drop. I don't think things end there. Of course, you know, I'm not saying we're just going to instantly rocket down to these levels. We'll probably break down, hit the price target of the head and shoulders, lollygag, maybe bounce for a bit, head down to this 1.618, maybe bounce for a bit, maybe come down to this 1.618, and then come down to this one region in the bear market. This could shape out throughout the course of the next couple of months or so. It doesn't have to be in the next day, in the next week. These are macro price targets. We're looking at the weekly time frame. We're saying, you know, maybe in a couple of candle bodies we'll come down to this, and then maybe we'll come down to this and a few more. This could take months, not days, to play out. So once again, do bear in mind, this is not what I'm predicting for even this month, maybe not even next month. These are my macro price targets I got my eyes on. With that being said, in general, coming down to the bear market lows, I think Jasmy is very likely to continue with another 80% drop, down 0.001. Of course, we've seen definitely developments in Jasmy recently. I highlighted, you know, some recent news developed for Jasmy, where Jasmy was moved to the innovation zone by Binance. That is really, really bearish. Cryptocurrencies like the FTT, which is FTX's native token, have been moved into the innovation zone. So the innovation zone is absolutely not good whatsoever, despite its name, which sounds like, oh, you know, this zone is for really innovative projects. If you look at the description of the innovation zone, it's for cryptocurrency projects which are far more risky and pose a greater risk to investors than other cryptocurrencies. And you can type in the comment section, you know, Jasmy is the most risk-free cryptocurrency in the world. It's the Bitcoin of Japan. Look, this is the definition of the innovation zone by Binance, not by me. I don't work for Binance. I'm just telling you the news. Binance is the one who moved Jasmy into the innovation zone. Binance is the one who set the definition for the innovation zone, which I just read out for you. With that being said, if you've got a problem, take it up with CZ, not Cowboy. But all in all, not looking good for Jasmy. Binance has also said that projects that don't manage to sort out their issues can get moved from the innovation zone and get delisted. As of right now, I've seen a lot of tweets in the Jasmy community, a lot of talks where Jasmy has been, you know, tweeting and trying to get information from Binance stating, why have you moved us into the innovation zone? We don't know what we've done wrong. We are trying to contact you. We're trying to figure out what we can do to get out of the innovation zone. And so far, Binance hasn't given any response to Jasmy. Now, I will keep you up to date on that news front if anything does change. But as of right now, it's not looking good for Jasmy whatsoever, in my opinion. I will keep you up to date with the news. I'll keep you up to date with the charts. As always, keep your eyes on these specific regions that I've given you in this video. Specifically, for the divergence, you would really want to see Jasmy push up and close above 0.0052. If it doesn't manage to do that, then this bullish divergence specifically is going to get weaker and weaker, and then we're just very likely to get that continuation back down in the macro. Either way, whether the daily bullish divergence plays out or whether it doesn't, my macro picture is unchanged. I think in the immediate short term, we head down to 0.0022 and hit the price target of the head and shoulders. For today, my friends, that is all I've got. If you do enjoy my content, as always, let me know down below by leaving a like and a comment. Share the videos with your friends. If you want to further support the channel, feel free to click the join button and become a member today. Follow me over on Twitter at 618_Cowboy. It's been your boy Cowboy Trades. I'm out. Peace.